Thomas, and today we're going to be talking about an adventure that we had. Thomas, what are you doing? This episode's about narrow gauge engines, not us. Oh, it is? Oh, cut. Okay, cut. I said cut! I said cut!
Cue the intro!
The engines on the narrow gauge railway work very hard. They don't mind pulling passengers and they don't mind pulling freight. Most of the narrow gauge engines work up at the Blue Mountain Quarry, so Duke, Bertram, and Duncan have to work on the main line. Bertram pulls the passenger trains. Duke pulls the freight trains. And Duncan takes trucks back and forth to the Blue Mountain Quarry. One morning, Duncan chuffed into Crovan's Gate Station. As Duncan puffed in, he saw that he was going to have to pull a dirty freight train today.
I can't believe this. The thin controller making me pull dirty trucks.
Why are you complaining? Asked Henry, who was next to Duncan. It's what you do every day.
Well, said Duncan, it's getting a little monotonous and boring if you ask me. I want to pull coaches for once. And Duncan puffed away in a huff.
Duncan chuffed towards the Blue Mountain Quarry. Every time Duncan went to the quarry, he had to pass a sharp bend. Today, as Duncan passed, his cars rocked and rolled as he went up.
Careful, Duncan, said the driver. You don't want to come off the rails.
Whatever, cried Duncan, and continued on. Soon Duncan arrived at the quarry.
Hello, Duncan, chortled Rusty. Park your cars in the siding right next to me. Then your cars are in a siding on the other side of the quarry.
I could have figured it out myself, said Duncan. I don't need smelly diesels to tell me how to do things.
Duncan parked his trucks in the siding, then went off to fetch his other truck. Duncan backed down onto his trucks,
puffed away.
And Duncan puffed out of the quarry and back to the station. But Duncan was coming to the sharp.
The trucks giggled. On, they said, and bumped Duncan down the hill. Oh, cried Duncan, stop it, you stupid trucks. But it was too late. Duncan derailed off the bridge.
Oh, help, please, cried Duncan.
Duncan was put back on the rails. Duncan felt very embarrassed after his accident and learned not to rock and roll over sharp bends. Duncan was sent to the steamworks for repairs. When Duncan returned, the other engines teased him.
Look, there's Duncan, the engine who tried to rock and roll across the bridge, but it backfired and he fell off the track. Ha 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 ha.
Duncan has learned from his mistakes. They've added guardrails to the side of the dangerous bridge now, and Duncan knows not to rock and roll over dangerous curves again.